Welcome back. Friend of the show, Chris Rader, here to talk about everything tech talk related, usually on Thursdays. Chris, thanks for coming back. Now, he owns a business here. Cybersecurity is his bread and butter, besides just doing tech. And that's the subject of our talk today. 1 million accounts on Facebook hacked. Can you tell what happened here?
So what happened is someone created, multiple people created 400 apps, put them in the Apple Store or the Google Store, and inside of those apps, it allows you to log into the app with your Facebook credentials. So someone would put in their Facebook login or their Facebook password, or click on it, one or the other, probably punch it in, and it would take that data and use it against them to the tune of 1 million users.
And so and it's not these like Instagram, like obviously Instagram, that's a safe one. It's more these like a flashlight app. Like, I mean, kind of weird.
Yeah, don't ever use one of these apps to log into Facebook unless it's something that's been out here for a while. And one thing you can do is you can go into Facebook, into settings up on the top right, and it'll show you which of those apps you've used to log into Facebook.
Okay, so besides going to settings, you have to click something specific to get in there.
What settings. It's go up in the top right settings. It'll show apps, and then which ones you have logged in.
And that's kind of, so there'll be a little list there, and it says, okay, this one, this one, this, and you can maybe disassemble them if you need to.
And we should probably talk about credential hacking if we can.
Yeah, please.
Or credential stuffing. Yeah. Credential stuffing. When in November 12th of 2019, right before COVID, Disney Plus, which had 10,000 subscribers, began at midnight. Which to compete with Netflix, like 5,000 or 10,000 or some number of those people were compromised on day one or minute one because someone took all those logins and passwords off of another site that they'd compromised and used them against them. So don't use the same login and password on more than one site, and that's the message there.
It's so interesting how creative people are, these hackers, but be careful out there, folks. All right, folks, we are to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more News 15 after the break. Welcome back. Chris Rader still with us this morning. And it's funny, in the commercial break, we're still talking about this. It's kind of interesting to me. So the 1 million accounts that have been hacked on Facebook, some of the people actually been impersonating, like, the people that they hacked and talking to their loved ones out there and saying, hey, I need some money. That's always, it's the phishing attempt out there. You gotta be careful if you are getting weird messages. Maybe call the person on the phone and say, hey, is this you really on Facebook? But these phishing things are becoming so much more common now.
Yeah, so I'd like to use a real world example of something that happened a couple of days. A friend of mine came to my office and said, hey, I have a question for you. You're familiar with digital currency. And we kind of talked through it. And I said, why do you ask? And he goes, well, a friend of mine suggested I reach out to this person. It's someone he hasn't seen in years. And I think he actually interacted with them on social media too, which to that point is that he probably wasn't that person that was his friend. It was probably someone else impersonating him. So he established a online relationship with a person that trades digital currency. And they chatted through Facebook Instant Messenger, and they chatted through text. And he was at a point where he was getting ready to go to a website that person recommended, where he puts in his credentials, login information, bank account information, so that he can begin trading this digital currency on a very small scale, or maybe a large scale. And when he walked into my office and we looked at that Facebook profile of the person that was impersonating somebody, there was a lot missing. Number one is none of the friends that he had were their friends. There were no comments on any post that person made. And they were lunging forward to him to say, hey, we need you to get started now. We need your credentials. We want you to make a lot of money. And if I had not been there, I'm pretty sure he would have been all in, because he needed somebody else to look over his shoulder and say, you should not disclose this information with someone you don't know. And this is real. This is 2 days ago in Lafayette, Louisiana, with someone somewhere afar.
Gotta be careful of these phishing attempts. Chris, as always, we just appreciate your brain, your knowledge. Chris Rader Solutions. All right, we need to kick it on over to Adam Lithia.
Well, look at that midday forecast where the sun returns. Yes, drier weather to tell you about. I'll keep you updated on that. Plus, the traffic situations going on around town coming up.